Chief economist Torsten Slok over at Apollo Group has some key risks to watch in 2026. Also, it's interesting to note that Torsten Slok is calling for, or at least highlights, a risk of a lost decade in the stock market. Yes, folks, Torsten Slok is potentially predicting zero returns for the S&P 500 over the next decade. Goldman Sachs says about 3% over the next decade, and Vanguard pegs it at 4 to 6%. Now let's dig in. Let's talk about the key risks heading into 2026. This again is thanks to the chief economist Torsten Slok over at Apollo. Number one, the U.S. economy is pushes inflation higher as it accelerates or re-accelerates. Sorry, couldn't read my writing. Number two, global build-out of data centers drives growth as nations invest in manufacturing, energy, and defense. Again, think higher GDP. Three, the Fed cuts for political reasons and creates a policy mistake. AI bubble bursts, which slows CapEx and higher end spending. Again, we've been hearing about the top 10% responsible for 50% of spending. If the AI bubble bursts, will the richie rich stop spending? And number five, a surge in bond supply from both deficits and hyperscalers could pressure rates and credit spreads higher. All of these, again, are the key risks heading into 2026, according to Torsten Slok. What about next week's key economic data? Well, we get a lot of home buyer information. Starting on Monday, we will get the home builder confidence. Then we start to hear from the Fed. We get 2 Fed speeches on Monday. Tuesday, we will get the BLS jobs for November. Again, remember, the last one we got was a positive 119,000. Estimates are down to 50,000. Interestingly enough, the unemployment rate is forecast to go up again. We need to watch this. This unemployment rate seems to be only going one direction. Is expected to go to 4.5 from 4.4. Retail sales also out on Tuesday is expected to be positive 0.2%. Wednesday, we will get 3 Fed speeches. Thursday, we will get weekly unemployment claims and finally an inflation reading. CPI is expected to be 3.1 headline and 3 core. Friday, we'll round it out with existing home sales, which are expected to come in at 4.1 million, and consumer sentiment. So again, lots of information coming on housing. It will be interesting to see if existing home sales, surprises to the upside. So we shall see. Let's congratulate some folks for joining school. I want to shout out Lewis and Jill. Thank you for joining school. Please introduce yourself. Also, remember, if you are in school, we are going to get the one and only Rob Abasola, short-term rental expert and former Bigger Pockets podcaster. He will be active in school taking your questions. So hopefully you have that link. And let's congratulate some folks for getting some deals. Jason, congratulations for getting your next deal. Ryan, congratulations for getting your deal. And Allie, congratulations for getting your deal. So we'll send out these cards. They'll go out, I guess, tomorrow because today's Sunday. But yes, congratulations, everyone, for getting deals done. Weekly housing demand is at a record high for 4 years. Folks, remember we talked about the bottom being in August, and we've seen a dramatic bounce off the bottom with mortgage demand, both refis and purchase. Purchase applications was a record last week for the year. According to Logan Montashami from Housing Wire, weekly housing demand reaches multi-year high, and activity is picking up. Again, the activity is up 6%. Year-on-year inventory growth is falling. Remember, we were hearing about record inventory levels where it peaked at 33% year-on-year. Now that has fallen to only 13.6% as we've seen delistings and accidental landlords and things of that nature. So the inventory is not nearly as high. 31% of all wealth is owned by people over 70. That is a record. I think that has something to do with obviously longer life expectancies. But yes, certainly folks over 70 are doing quite well, asset rich, and enjoying this. Dick Van Dyke just turned 100. Don't know if you know who he is, but if not, Google him. He just gave 3 things to stay active at 100. Number 1, move your body often. Absolutely, folks. You got to move it or you lose it. Number 2, be optimistic and don't turn down opportunities that excite you. And number 3, value quality time with loved ones. Looks like Kevin Warsh's chances of becoming the next Fed chair have taken a dramatic uptick. It was leaning towards Hassett. Now it really appears to be a 2-horse race between Kevin Warsh and Kevin Hassett. It will be interesting which one the bond market approves. Again, based on what we are seeing, I think Warsh is more palatable for the bond market, where Hassett kind of feels like a Trump puppet. So we shall see where that goes. What else do we got? That's it. I guess the last thing we'll say is President Trump says the next Fed president should consult him on rates. Folks, we are entering very dangerous territory. And if we haven't learned anything yet, the bond market can have a mind of its own. The Fed only controls the front end. Even if the Fed were to come in and drop rates to 1%, that doesn't mean the long end will fall. In fact, one would argue that the long end would actually go up. So again, sometimes we need to be careful what we wish for. All righty, folks, that's all I got for you today. I hope you have an amazing day, a quick and clean daily financial news. Hopefully we will see you inside school. We will be, again, talking with Rob Abasola about short-term rentals. See you in there. Take care. Have a great day.